Okay, perfect. Like I mentioned, we're doing our junior mastermind. I just have to repeat it now that we're recording. So junior mastermind group meetup for today, Wednesday, the 26th. Yes. So last week we had given you guys something to do, which is pulling up a property, and we'll kind of go through it and how we're going to critique it. And these are options of things that you can do when you meet up with your groups to go through to help each other price properties a little bit better. Any recommendations? My house is sitting there. What can I do to kind of change it up a little bit? So with this one, I had emailed it out, but if you didn't get it, it's going to be right up here. So this property is at 8572 Blowing Pines. It's located at 95 in Durango. You can see right here with directions. This was previous, so again, this is already a listing that's done, but we're going to just pretend like it's an active listing. So say that I just put this in the MLS, and I'll say, hey, I want you guys your input on this. So going through this, you can go through all of this, but I always just kind of like to go through the pictures because this input is always put in by the listing agent. So the only thing that we can critique each other on really is like maybe the comments. You know, maybe we should change that up to make it sound a little bit different. But I like to just start with, well, we can start with the comments. So it says, beautiful single-story, 3-bedroom home for sale in the highly desired Centennial Hills area. Home features tile flooring through the living room areas and carpet in the bedrooms. The home has a spacious and open living room and a large kitchen with granite countertops and stainless steel appliances. Primary bedroom is large with a walk-in closet and a primary bathroom with a tub shower combo. Secondary bathrooms are well-sized, and there's a full bathroom in the hall. Front and backyard include low-maintenance desert landscaping. So that's what the general public's gonna see. So you just kind of look at it and see, hey, can I change that up a bit? You know, nothing's happening with this listing, how can I spruce that up? But I always say, let's look at the pictures. We'll go through this. All right, so we can see it's a one-story. This is not my listing. I did not take these, the pictures, I did it, so we're just gonna pretend like it is. So it's already been sold and done and everything, so, but we're gonna just act like it's an active listing. So going over this, I mean, what are your thoughts? You know, anybody have thoughts on the pictures? Can you see, am I in your way? No, I got it. So I have a recommendation.
It's a whole lot of trees.
Yeah, so that's my suggestion here, is you see this big shadow. Sometimes we can't help it, but if you have a good rapport with your photographer, they're gonna ask you what direction your house faces before they go out there. Because they're gonna go, okay, well that determines what time of the day I'm gonna shoot that home. So it does matter, because if they had shot it at a different time, maybe this would be a little bit brighter and not so dark right here. With this shadow in there, but sometimes you're like, hey, I can only get there this day, or this is the only time I have left, and you're putting it on tomorrow, so this is what happens. But I have had my photographer, I give them all the information, and I'll say, no, you need to go back. I don't like the shadows on the front. I don't, a lot of them won't do that, but I was very specific. I have really, desirable front, right when you pull up, I was very specific about it, and I'm like, no, don't like the way that looks, it needs to come back. I'll take them on my files. If I have to go on the market sooner, I'll take one with I have a professional camera as well, and then I'll upload that till he can get me a new one. I'm like, you need to go back, because I was very specific. But for the most part, we just order it online, call it good, and then they ask what direction and hope for the best. But also, if you have a really great backyard with a pool and whatever, maybe you want the sun better in the backyard than the front yard. So you gotta kind of think about the way your house faces. And what time of day? Is noon better, or is maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon better? Where are they gonna get their full light? So, not much else to critique on the front of that.
Wendy, would you, if you had a killer backyard, would you make that
You
the
could.
first?
You absolutely
picture?
could. I try to say use your best, photo up there, but sometimes people get like, okay, they're clicking through photos and like, oh, backyard, okay, where's the front yard? They just wanna see what the front looks like. So I always try to have a really good front picture, but if you have an amazing backyard, definitely put it on there. But if they're standard, you just kind of have a really nice picture up front. So, to me, it looks like somebody took these on their cell phone. So, I don't know. But, it just could be the way that the house might be a dark home. But anybody see anything in these photos here that strikes them? what's an upgrade, what's not an upgrade, what, you know. Anybody?
Lights should be on.
Is the
Yeah.
baseboard?
See, and I thought the lights were off, but I think they might be on,
Yes.
but it's not very bright.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, when you took the class yesterday, if there's dim or missing light bulbs, change them to brighter, not the coated ones, you know, the soft light, put bright light, especially because it seems like a very small, dark place, area, so you wanna kind of like brighten it in any way you can.
Yeah, blinds is open, everything.
Yeah, there's not, it's just one of those homes that it sits in a direction that it's not the home's fault, but the sun is not coming in the windows the way it should be, so hey, they, you know, I would have just like put better light bulbs on there, but also upgrade the diagonal flooring. So you can have tile flooring, but the minute you put it on diagonal, that's an upgrade. And then it looks like they have higher end baseboards here, so that's great. All those things you wanna note, and maybe possibly put into the description, so something to think about there. And then blinds throughout, you can see there's blinds everywhere, so that's awesome. Again, that's a kind of like a weird view, but I get what they were trying to do with the front door. All right, anybody have anything to say about the kitchen? And again, we're not bashing the home, we're just trying to like, hey, pretend this is my listing, I can't get it sold, what do you guys suggest I do? You know, I really want your input, so I can maybe change it up a little bit, or, you know.
I think it needs some Pellegrino bulbs.
Or,
But no, I think
little plants,
One of the light bulbs is out, or it's just not on, I guess.
right above
Or
here.
the same.
Yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
thing, if you're a photographer, we'll turn that light bulb on, and guess what, every microwave has a light bulb right here. That they will come in, and your good photographers will turn that on. Every light in the house when you're taking pictures is on. The ones that, even like the little fake ones but next to the bed, my photographer's like, oh my God, can you turn these on? Like, you know, they look like a lamp, he wants them on. But, really pretty, you know, I don't know exactly the size of, what's the square footage of this home? 1,200, yeah. Because you can tell it's just a little bit smaller, but it's great, it's open. I like the granite that's granite on the counters there.
Mhm.
Stainless steel appliances. My suggestion, they should have wiped them.
Yeah, clean it.
Yeah, you know, it's just little things like that. Yeah, if it's not dented, it's got fingerprints. So little things like that do show up in your photos, right? Make sure all the glass in here is all clean. Those are just my suggestions. And then again, if you've taken my listing class, I like to accessory stage. I'll put 2 little green plants right around the sink. I put my 3 green Pellegrino bottles, and then I'll put like a, rather than walk over there, a little, what do you call it, like a tea towel, and then I put a little tie on it, hanging right there, and I try to lump it all together with the colors, so it brings if we had more counter space, I'd put a bowl or a long, tall thing of lemons, just for little pops of color. Not that anybody lives in there, but people wanna see, what does the kitchen look like where there's stuff in it, you know, cause it's just a very empty room. So as suggestions, I'll tell realtors, you know, they're like, I can't get my listing sold. Okay, well, maybe try to change up the pictures a little bit and turn on all the lights and, you know, change that up. Cause there's nothing I would do, the cabinets look great, I mean, everything looks great. Just what else can you do to kinda add that pump, you know, so. Dark.
Yeah.
Right, you see the difference in them. If you had professional photos, this would not happen. They would never give you a photo like this, no matter what company it is. So these were taken by themselves. So another reason why, you know, the house isn't selling. And I also see a tag on the blinds right here. That's great, it shows me
That's
they're brand new
brand new,
blinds.
yes.
But I don't need to see that, so I would definitely have taken that off. I can put that in there, brand new blinds throughout, I don't need to leave the tags on there. So, but yeah, so I would change that up, and you know, again, professional photography, you can see things right here, like on the floor, but is it the floor, or is it just the way that the photo
No,
is?
it's the floor.
You know, you think that, but like, we think that, but does the general public think that? They're like, oh, the floor's a mess. It's not a mess, it's just the way that the tile is. So it's all the way they're gonna
No, the
perceive.
tile was a mess when I bought it.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, so everybody doesn't know, this is Robert House, he's one of my rental homes, so he graciously let us pick at it. But there's, again, it's not the home, it's just how you're gonna perceive that. So we just wanna get used to like seeing things, so then we can maybe suggest to another realtor, hey, you might wanna try doing this, change that up, that could possibly work. Let's see. So I guess his angles are really weird, like, yeah, a regular photographer would not, a professional one would not do this kind of split, because you're like, you can't see around the wall. I would rather just stand, gone a couple steps forward and just took that whole direction. I don't need to see that they're together. When you do separate rooms, it makes it look a little bit bigger, but see how he's standing in there, you're like, is that the kitchen? That's the whole, that made the kitchen look really small.
Another thing that makes pictures look better is those vents. You can see the air conditioner vent
Right here?
on the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If they paint those prior to paint or
Mhm.
photographing, they
Mhm.
look a lot nicer.
Yeah, or even just, if they don't wanna paint, they just wanna change them out, get them white, because over the years, they yellow.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, well, great, you added a couple things, but then you just left that and they're dirty or they're yellow or, you know. But again, from here, it still looks like the light's off. Is it? I don't know.
It's on.
It's on, yeah, so it's just, they just didn't give the
Because
attention that it
it's
needed.
yellow, that
Mhm.
brown.
Yeah, they're just a tinted light bulb or something. So in a small house like this, I would not take this kind of a photo. Cause now I feel like I'm just walking down this little hallway. If he were to step back and maybe do the whole entrance and then that way you could see it going down, but he like stood in the doorway and just, you know, so it's, again, you're gonna hire somebody that's gonna be professional. That's their job, this is our job, so stay in your lane, is what I always tell people. Photography is not our lane, but when you try to be a little, cut corners, I guess you could say, they've hired you to promote their house. Probably not a good representation, it's not terrible, but if he had just spent, you know, $150 or so, he would get, I mean, you could probably buy, you know, $130 and get you like 25 photos. It's a smaller home, you don't need a ton. And, I mean, some of them will give you discounts of $90, $99 for 20 photos, you know, but you just need some. Now, does anybody know how many photos we can put on the MLS? 99. So, 1,200 square foot house is not gonna need 99 photos. I mean, unless you've done something major in the backyard, you know? But for the most part, you really don't need that many. They just need a nice taste of it to go, show me every room and what it comes with and then move on. So with that, you should really kind of highlight your photos a little bit better. Again, you can just turn around and do it the other way, I guess, or scoot it down the hall, I'm not sure. So here, what can anybody say?
It's okay.
Open the blinds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think he tilted them up a little too much, they should be forward, but, the carpet to me looks relatively new,
Yeah,
was it new?
yeah.
No, I was, the house didn't look nothing like that when I bought it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I don't wanna say anything, so.
yeah, okay. So, were these like before a tenant moved in, and then the tenant lived
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
So then they show, there's,
They were living there
Oh,
and,
wow.
yeah.
Mhm.
And it was ruined.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say ruined, but let's just say
It's
they
not
were the
that
cleanest
lived in.
most in the world.
Yeah, and so with
It's
that.
laminate flooring now, or vinyl, I think I put vinyl or laminate flooring
Mhm.
in it. Did quite a bit of stuff to it.
And so with that, that's very deceiving, because now you guys are gonna spend the day taking your clients out and you're gonna walk in and go, well, this isn't anything that it looks like. So do not do that with your photos. Even if you only have 2 or 3 photos to put, because sometimes if you have tenants in there, that they won't let you in to take pictures.
Yes.
They just won't.
Can we change those photos? I'm just curious, just for my own personal thing, if I wanted to change to what I did, because I did take photos.
When you go to list the house.
Right.
But yeah, mhm.
Well, when
Oh,
I-
absolutely.
Before I rented it, I could change those photos.
Yep, absolutely. So you're gonna take a listing and every listing is brand new. So this is the past, every listing should be brand new.
No, my own house, can I do that? I mean, that house in particular, because I would like to see, I upgraded a lot of things.
When you, yeah, but.
But when I
you're
lease
gonna-
it out,
Yeah.
I do my own leasing.
Yeah, cause
so-
you don't ever use anybody else's photos. You can
Yes.
get in a lot of trouble for using anybody else's photo. Even if it's like a picture of the park in the neighborhood, you cannot take pictures of their park. It's their photos, they bought them, they own them. So you don't, you can never use anybody else's. So, you would take a listing, when you're ready to list it, you rent it out, you're gonna go on the MLS and you're gonna put all that information in there, and then there's a button to upload photos. That's when you pay somebody to take the photos. I took 4 years of photography and 2 years of black and white photography, and I still don't take my own photos. I don't shoot homes, like there's certain way that it needs to be done. So with that, you're gonna wanna have somebody take the photos, and then you just upload the photos there, cause again, this is past, and it's very deceiving. If you use these photos, this is not what the house looks like. You know, so these people showed it before the people lived in it, really used it, and now that's what you walked into, and you're like, wait a minute, this is not even a portrayal of what it is. So you always wanna use the most current photos. And you can tell them, the MLS requires at least one photo. So even if you have to go by and just take a photo on your, of the front, tenants won't let me in. be very descriptive in your detail because they can't see it. So, with that, you've gotta work around it, but you've gotta put at least one photo, and it's usually in the front. But see, that looked nice. I'm like, okay, the carpet's good, but now you're telling us it's not. So, but let's just pretend this is the way that it's showing. So with that, not terrible, but I mean, either it's a smaller room or he didn't back up all the way, and I'm trying to figure out, is that the door
That's
out?
the master bedroom, yeah.
Is that the door out?
That's a door out,
And
first door.
is
The
that a
second
closet?
Walk-in closet, and then it goes into the bathroom.
Bathroom,
Bathroom,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a very confusing, like, if maybe did he go to the other corner? Let's see. No. So if
That
he's.
is the other corner. Yeah.
Well, so if he
I mean,
stood right here
Yeah.
and took it this way,
Yeah.
then I could see the bathroom closet, and he should have left that door open. Like, so, why do you close that door? There just seems to be, some people will do that, they'll close every door, and it's like door, 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 and like, where do those lead? So, you wanna kinda, and I love to do my pictures in a walking tour, like, here's the front door, I've entered the front door, I turn around, take a picture of the front door, and then the room of it, and then you walk through the house. But I hate one picture of the kitchen, upstairs bathroom, downstairs bedroom, another picture of the kitchen, here's the backyard. Like, it doesn't flow, and if you can't follow it, the general public can't follow it either. So give them a nice flow.
Can you put description?
Oh, absolutely. So, I suggest every time you upload a picture, there's gonna be a description box. Fill it in there, because it's not just for the people on the MLS, Zillow, Realtor.com. They might not have access to all of that stuff, it's just what they put in there. So if you've got a special light or something, a fan, it will say that in there, but a lot of agents it takes time because you have to click on each photo.
Just so you know, a realtor owned that, and a realtor took those pictures, who sold it to me, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
When they do this to their own house, what do you think they're doing to their clients?
yeah.
You know, they're just not, they're not 100% invested in this business. I mean, your job, they're hiring you to market, you're marketing their home. And they can't even market their own home, so. And this, again, it's very deceiving, so they knew better not to post these pictures when that's not the condition of the home at this point. So, with that, we'll move on. So, bathroom, this is a tough one because it is very skinny.
Yes, it's a.
So let's see if they did another view. Okay, yeah. So that's what I was gonna say is, we could see from this one that there's one sink, but it looks like there's a lot of countertop there, but then when you click on this one view, it looked like it's just like right in the center. And so it's kind of like, is there enough, and whatever. But I like to take them when they're like that in different, one's this side, one this side. Again, if you have a professional photographer, they're gonna deal with that, but bathrooms are really difficult because they are, especially like the toilet and tub area, because you can't always get in there. And the photographer's like, well, am I gonna get the toilet or am I gonna get the shower curtain? You know, like, and sometimes it's not even feasible. They'll wanna take pictures of closets sometimes, and that's up to you if you wanna let them. I always say don't waste it, it's a walk-in closet, but maybe two people can fit in there, don't, you know. Garages, what do people think about taking pictures of garages?
As a guy,
Depends.
I like them.
Seats in the garage.
Okay, so it depends.
Yeah.
There's some good garages and some that are not so good. And in some that people store a whole bunch of stuff in. If I take a picture of the outside, it's 2-car door, you know it's 2-car. I'm not messing with it, but if people have like hung stuff everywhere or they've got one of the older homes that it's not finished, it's just not, it's not a desirable picture. So I kind of just let that be. But if they're really nice and they have like cabinets and the coated floor, yeah, show that off. So you've got to use your discretion, and your photographer will ask you, you know, like, what do you want me to take photos of this or that or whatever, and you just say, or I'll tell them ahead of time, hey, there's a gate at the front, I'll pay extra if you can get the gate coming into this community, or the park that's right across the street. Their job is just to take a picture of the dwelling. That is it, and you know, front yard, backyard, but they don't take a community or the street in front, so all those little things are a little bit extra. But bathrooms are, you know, a little bit difficult, challenging. Now, for me, what I do, I bring my own shower curtain and shower bar, and I hang a curtain in there. And I put a plant, and it's usually, or it's like a little box with a roll of toilet paper and a green plant that I put on the back of the toilet, and then I scoot the shower curtain to over this area, so it's covering that. And so when he takes it from the door, he can see the green, and he can see the shower curtain, and it just looks very clean. Sometimes he's like, I don't like that angle, and he'll pull my curtain the other way, but when I'm staging my homes, it's really just accessory staging, but I'm bringing everything. I'm bringing towels,
Okay.
I'm bringing, you know, the curtain rods.
But you
and-
need to disclose it's a stage.
Not really, because,
Yes.
but really, it's, if there's green plants, it's a
No,
green
but
plant.
if curtains, you need.
But it's a shower curtain, so they know that the curtain's
Mhm.
not staying. Now, the shower bar, yeah, I've
Yeah.
left them. You
Oh,
know, yeah,
okay.
they're like $15, I've left them, because if they don't have them, I feel bad that they don't have them, because now they're gonna move in and then they're gonna give their kids a shower and they're like, I don't have a curtain. So I'll leave the bar in there. To me, that's a very minimal cost. But I always ask before I schedule the appointment, do you guys have shower curtain rods in there so I can hang, and if they say no. But again, there's just light stuff. Sometimes I leave it because I say staging will be removed before close of escrow, because you don't want them to think that it comes with it, but it shouldn't. Like, have you ever walked into a model home and thought that you're getting everything that's in the?
Yeah, but model home is model, but.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of a fine line there. I don't think I leave anything too much for them to think, oh, it's all staying, it's all staying. It's not, and they know that for the most part. I've never had anybody challenge me on it, but yes, you could disclose, it's not staying. Here, what does everybody think about this?
Yeah. You don't need the soap.
Yeah, remove any kind of soaps, shampoos, anything that makes them think you're using this. It's kind of gross, somebody else is using that shower. My toilet paper, I always put a roll, carry tons of toilet paper, and I make it a little, like the hotels. And if I don't do it, my photographer will do it. It's the little things that make it the final touches there. But I don't really like any bars of soap or pump bottles on the counters either. No perfume bottles. Like right here, he took a picture. That'd be nice if there was a towel right there, right? So just those little things. If like something like this, I wouldn't bring a bar. I wouldn't hang I would just leave it there and put something really nice like right here, and then probably a green plant right there and a towel, and leave it just so it just gives it a little bit of a homey feel without being so bare. Because sometimes they're so bare, they're just like it's just a shell. You want them to feel like it could be homey. Nothing wrong with the room, but it's just a weird angle. Yeah, it could be better. And this is nice because you do see the closet is a very long closet, but I feel like it might be a little, I don't know. I don't know if you use a tripod, I just feel, there's just a lot of door out the hall door. It's just a weird angle, but there's only so much you can do in a 9x9 room, right?
What is this?
This is a picture of the wall. It's nice that they took it so you could see that it's not completely
It's a
square.
very small bedroom.
So
It's
it's
a
more like an
bedroom?
office,
More like
should
an
be.
office,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. Is that the same room with the closet doors that we just saw?
No,
No, so there's no closet in there, right?
there is a closet.
There is?
in there. It is a bedroom, but it's a very small
Very
bedroom.
small. Is that it?
Yep,
That's tiny.
yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah. Nothing to do here, but I like that they took a picture so you can see that it's a slide closet rather than a walk-in closet, so that's good. And photographers will usually take a picture on every wall. They don't give you all these pictures that they take, but they'll take one in every direction, and they'll probably give you one or two for each room, because they wanna find the best angle for you, but they don't know while they're taking it either, so. Not much to do here, but
Yeah,
that's,
you can.
yeah, it's very tight, it looks very tight, so,
It's-
yeah. What is this pinkish color right here? I don't know, is this probably the sun, the way?
Yeah, it's probably
reflection.
photograph, there's
Mhm.
no pink there.
Yeah, there's not, so that's what I'm saying, if you just had the professional photography, it just would look a little bit better, but there's not much to do here, did he have more than one in this backyard? Yeah, that's good, see, I like the
I
backyard.
like the shading, yeah, you're right about the sun.
Yeah, cause look at
Sun directly above would have been better.
Cause you can't see, okay, it looks like there's rocks, do they go all the way around? Do they touch this? I can't tell, so just little things like that. But I do like that he took multiple pictures of the backyard, because in this picture right here, you can see, it looks kind of skinny, right? But then when you look at this one, you're like, oh, okay, that looks like I could, if I wanted to take all this stuff out in the back, I could probably put like a play yard or something right there, So I like when they do the different angles. Yeah, again, there's not much there, but it gives you an idea of if you take a picture straight on with the house, you can kind of see, is there paint missing, are the eaves, like what's the condition of it? Sometimes the rock turns this all red, like what are we dealing with, does it have a barbecue stub? Sometimes they don't list that stuff, but when you look at pictures, you'll be able to tell, oh, it does look like it's got a barbecue stub. Some people, that's important to them, so, and then you're back at the front. So just when you're like grouping together, just like, hey guys, I've had it before where I'm like, I can't sell this home. It was, gosh, there was a tough one. It was off of Sahara and it, gosh, I don't even know, it was before Eastern, so it was a much older area, 1968, I think it was. And it was like a manufacturer that they've added on, and they're, like I couldn't get it sold because they added on a room. They converted the garage to a room, which was really cool, but there was only one bathroom. And it was, you had to go into a secondary bedroom to get to the bathroom.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you're the master, everybody was sharing it out of the, it was just a really
no.
weird setup. So I'm like, okay, everybody help me. So I had like 3 different realtors at different times, cause somebody just like, what do we say, cause they were moving out of state, they did not wanna renovate. And rightfully so, but it was in great condition. But, how can I market this? Somebody give me something, so. But yeah, so you guys kinda wanna lean on each other. So did we fill out the whole listing agreement? Okay, so.
I brought it with.
Okay, so can I borrow yours, cause since it's not filled out?
Yeah.
Cause I didn't print any of my stuff out. I was thinking, I'm sorry.
I was kinda hoping we could fill it out in time,
Yeah,
but I didn't.
well, but because we have these in Rev Up, we teach how to fill them out all the time. So, the class I did yesterday it said listing paperwork, but it was really just other things to put in there. Like if they have a chandelier at the front and they're taking it, but it's there. I always try to entice them to remove that before we go on the market, because it's gonna be a fighting, they're gonna fight over it. Otherwise, you've gotta disclose, okay, remove it here, remove it, okay, this does not stay, that does not stay. So sometimes they don't wanna remove it, but they wanna take it. Excuse me, but what is the reasoning you're not gonna remove it now, other than it looks great? It looks great, but you know what, I always tell them there could be a huge fight over that chandelier, and they can walk away because they want that chandelier. So we're gonna disclose, try to get them to remove it, but ask the things of like, we've got the shelves in the store shelves in the garage. Are you guys taking them, leaving them? And we got brought up, ask both parties, if it's a husband and wife, who's making the decision? Because both of them need to be on the same page. The husband wants to take it, the wife wants to leave it, and it's because of a dispute between your own clients, so. But with that, so we've got the duties owed. Did everybody fill out the duties owed?
So I did mine online,
That's
like
fine.
created a transaction, and then I was second guessing, was a drop down for the
GLGR?
that one, or was it the realist one?
Oh, I don't use anything realist.
Okay,
Yes,
I did it right then.
Yeah, so the LVR used to be called the
Yes, but
GLGR,
that's what I
Greater
was-
Las Vegas Association of Realtors.
It
yeah.
still says that on there?
Yeah, so it does it say it on there? It says Instaforms, it says.
This form was a little different than the one that they were showing on the, how to do it.
The new, it wasn't?
Oh, on the
Different
video.
one.
Oh, because you're not in the LVR yet, so, on the videos, those were taped 3 years ago. So we're gonna use those loosely, cause they update the forms like randomly, they forgot a space, and so now all of a sudden we've got a new form. Or they forgot, like this duties owed, they just added landlord, lease, whatever. But so they look a little bit different, but they're all basically the same, so it's really about the information that you're gonna put in there. So your duties owed, you're gonna fill out. Your real estate, you're the realtor in the transaction, your license number, and who do you represent, the buyer or seller. In this case, we would be representing the seller. The broker's always gonna be Mark Otero, okay? He's gonna be the broker of record for Realty One, and then you put Realty One there, and then are there additional people in this transaction? No, if you are not on a team. Yes, if you are on a team, that is it. You are a mentee, you're part of the mentee program, we will be helping you, but you're not on a team per se, you're just coming to us for guidance, but we're not helping you, we're not in those transactions with you. I'm sure that was good. Okay. So we're good with that. All right, so now here is this checklist. Maria's got all of these checklists in her office. And it's for the listing side, the buying side, the listing side that turns once you get the offer, all those forms that you need. So if you ever have a question about what forms you need for whatever transaction, go to Maria, she's got these all, they're everywhere. It is everywhere, so which is awesome that she did that. even if you're doing rentals, what documents that you need for it, so. Okay. Oh, we're missing some pages. You did the double-sided.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I gotta find them. We're out of order. Okay, here we go.
You have to go in to properties and undouble side.
I know, yeah.
Because it's auto double side.
If you print anything at the office, it's always gonna be double-sided, so. I keep doing that to myself, so. All right, so with this, again, I don't wanna go through all of it, but yes, you're gonna, fill it out to your best. And if you're brand new, you haven't had your 3 transactions and you're on the Mentee program, you're gonna fill out your forms, you're gonna go to the, One Realty resource, and watch the videos if you have any questions, and then you're gonna email it to Tim or myself. We're gonna, and I always say text me, hey, I got something in there, I sent you something to review. We'll review it, tell you if there's any changes that need to be made, or just say, yeah, you're good, and then you're gonna send it off to your clients. So you're not, oh, that was wrong, click, okay, now you gotta cross it out, now they gotta initial, because that back and forth goes on and on and on. So we want you guys to look as professional as possible right out the gate. There will be times that it happens. You thought you were starting on this date, now you're starting on that date, which is a good question, or a good thing here. So your date here is not the date that you're sitting in front of them signing that. That's the date you're going to go live. It's commencing on date. So say you want to go live on November 1st, but it's the 25th. They're signing it on the 25th, but it says November 1st. November 1st is when it has to go live. By midnight, or 11:59 on November 1st, it has to be active on the market. If not, you've got to change this date, correct it, and have them initial it. Okay? So with that, then you just kind of fill it out. You'll have the start date and an end date, okay? 6 months, a year, however you want to do it, but a legal binding contract has a start date and an end date, so you have to have start and end date. Your parcel number, terms of sale, how much earnest money that you're wanting, what you're taking, cash, conventional, FHA. And then you go through these questions with your seller. Do they authorize you to disclose that there's existence of multiple offers? That's up to them, but quite honestly, I try to explain to my clients, yeah, you want me to disclose that, because if these buyers coming in, they'll ask you, the agents, hey, do you have multiple offers on that? If you say I'm not gonna disclose, then they're probably gonna go, they don't have one. But if you say, yes, I do have multiple offers, I have 3 on the table right now, guess what? They're probably gonna tell their client, best offer that you can make right now, because we're competing with these people. So your job as a listing agent is to represent that seller and try to get as much as you can for that property. So if they don't wanna sell it, and they say, no, don't disclose anything, don't disclose the price. Now, I don't personally disclose prices, even though I have them sign it, that they allow me, I say, I'm never gonna give them that exact price. They'll say, can you give me a range? And I'll say, well, it's in the 200 to 210, that's where we're at. So, just like, because I don't wanna say, it could be 201, but they're gonna give me an offer for 210. I don't wanna disclose that, because again, once you go under contract, you really can't disclose, because you'll have buyer's agents that'll call you and say, can you tell me how much was the offer you took? Mm-hmm. You're under contract, so if it falls out, now you've just told somebody how much your seller's willing to take. So you don't ever want to, as a listing agent, disclose what offer it is that you took. So I really don't touch upon that pricing. This is what it's listed at, you give me what you guys can do. You kind of go down through here, the smart disclosure, everything. And then is this page 2? Yes. So what is this? The property does or does not include solar panels. You're gonna put all that information in there. Did you guys come to the office meeting when we had the solar guy?
That was smart.
Yeah, so solar panels are gonna be a big thing. So if you did not come to that office meeting, go back to our YouTube channel and watch, it was like, what, 2 weeks ago or last week? I don't know, my weeks are all together. 2 weeks ago. You should watch that, because that guy was super informative, and he offers a service to where you're going under contract with a house with solar panels. You can hire him for, I don't even know how much money it was.
Wasn't much.
What was it? Yeah, it really wasn't.
$400, right?
And he's gonna facilitate that, because if you haven't dealt with the solar panel companies, they don't wanna talk to you, but they don't wanna talk to the buyer, but then they need the buyer's information, and then the seller calls up, and then they don't have the buyer's information, and then you're just chasing that, but then they won't talk to the listing agent because it's not the owner of the property, and you're like, who's gonna handle this? So what that guy does is he gets a form signed, and then he sends it over to them, and he says, I'm talking to them for everybody. And he gets it done, he gets the information, because you really can't close without your buyers knowing anything about the solar panels. There could be solar panels on there and they're not producing anything, and you're paying for them. So you need the kilowatts, you need everything about that solar panel, so that's what that guy's gonna do. So whenever you have solar panels, come talk to myself or Tim, or call, I forget his name, but he would be a good one to kind of pick his brain and, but so, you'll go through all of this, make sure it's all filled out correctly. I'm just trying to see, well, if you came to my class yesterday, we talked about how to front load and get all the information about your listings. You always wanna call the HOA, find out how much it is, before you put it on the market. Because that's something that the buyer's agent is gonna need to know, and you have to put in the MLS how much the due the HOAs are and all that. So we'll go through that. I really don't wanna go through all of this form again, but it's really just, does anybody have any questions when they were filling out this form? No? Yeah?
Well, so I did it online, and I guess I went through everything, updated everything after I went through the wizard and had all my forms saved, but I don't know what to do after that.
Yeah.
So what's the next step to
So,
email it to you guys?
yeah,
Or-
so what you would do, and that's a transaction desk class, but click on it. You're gonna click on the form that you want,
Okay.
and then if you want me to sign it, it'll open your form.
Oh, so I have to do one at a time?
No,
Oh,
you have to open one, and then you can add all the rest of the documents to it. So say you have this and you want me to sign it, you're gonna click the pen at the top,
okay.
and now it's into the sign-in feature, and then it's gonna ask you to add people, participants, right? So it's add your participants, but just click out of there.
Okay.
So you'll add your participant and name and, first name and last name, so keep this in mind, even if you've saved them as a contact, it won't save their email. So then it'll have a little red exclamation point in a circle, you gotta click that again, open it up, and then add their email, okay? But, so skip that one, you're gonna click on docs right there, and then it'll give you, click on add additional documents, and then you just click on all the ones that you wanna add, and once you hit close, it's gonna put them all in that one file.
Okay.
And then you put all your signing blocks where you want it signed,
Okay.
which we'll go through it, but that's just the start of it, so then you'll hit submit, send, and then it sends it to me, and then I have to accept it. You can add yourself in there too, because there'll be a couple of forms that, I think it's one on here, on the listing agreement, designated, licensee, that would be you, and your license number, and then once they sign it, you sign it, then it goes to Mark Quatero, and then he's, as broker, he's gonna sign it too. But, so on page 9, where it says additional terms is where you're gonna add. Chandelier does not stay, well, actually, there's another part in here. Sorry, my pictures are out of order. Okay, so on page 1, item 3, offered for sale. 3A is the following items of personal property are included, and then the ones that are not included. So you have to have your seller fill that, tell you what you wanna put in there. But just because they put it in here does not mean, like they say, it's not included, you still have to note that in the MLS, in the
Yes.
agent remarks, this chandelier is not included. If you're gonna give, so now if you go back to page 9, under additional terms, and its seller would like to give a $2,000 carpet allowance, you're gonna put that in the MLS, and then you're gonna say, seller will give $2,000 carpet allowance, please put into the purchase agreement. Because just because you state it here, does not mean that when they write that offer, that it goes with it. You didn't ask for, like, as a buyer's agent, I did not ask for that 2,000. It says the seller's gonna give it to me, but on no paperwork does it say that. So if it says $2,000 carpet allowance, you as a buyer's agent is gonna write in your contract, and under additional terms, seller to give credit buyer $2,000 towards a carpet allowance. So now it's in your purchase agreement. So just know that this is for between you and this listing agent, agreement is between you and the seller, and then you have to put all that information into the MLS and designate all that stuff. So again, additional terms is where we would put anything extra in there. Go through here and here and here. Then you're gonna have your SRPD, we kinda went over that one. Again, never, ever are you to touch or write anything on this form. I always sit with them because it's very confusing, this SRPD, because the question is, are you aware of any and/or problems and/or defects with the following? It's very confusing, because sometimes they're like, yeah, I have electrical system, yeah, I have plumbing. That's not what they're asking you. Are you aware of any defects? Well, not now, I fixed them, so no, I'm not. Okay, no, but you were at one point, you were aware of some kind of defect. So it gets very confusing. My number one suggestion, second page, item number 8. Any features of the property property shared in common with adjoining landowners, such as walls, fences, roads, driveways, or other features, almost everybody's gonna put yes, because you share backyard walls. We all forget about that. It's not just if you're living in a condo or a townhome and share one wall. Is there walls outside in your backyard, sharing with the neighbors? You guys all share those walls. So that will be marked yes. They will kick it back. And then there's another one. Then you go into the HOA if you're in an HOA. But down here, is this property subject to a private transfer obligation? That make sure people leave that blank one. I don't know, it's the very last question, and for some reason they leave it blank. So just little things that I like, I know my files have gotten kicked back because I'll sit with them and then I'll still send it over to compliance and they're like, you forgot this one. And oh, on the front, do not put no if you don't have a what is it called? Trash compactor in your house. It's NA. I do not have one, so it's not applicable. If you put no, it's like stating that you have one in there, you're just not, there's no problems with it. So like septic and well, it would be NA because you don't have it. It's not no because of, yes.
Good to know.
It is. So if you don't have any of these items on the property, it's NA. But if they're on the property and there's no problems with it, then it's no, okay? A little confusion there. And then, okay, so these are all your disclosures. Really, I'm sure, Fred was the one that wanted us to kind of go through this. So I don't know where he was going with it other than kind of giving you guys practice on how to fill them out and then kind of go over it if you guys had any questions on the paperwork. Anybody? No? This multiple listing change order form. Every time you take a listing and it changes status, when your ER status, which means available, and somebody makes an offer, we accept the offer and it changes to under contract or under contract no-show, you need to fill out this form. And it goes under contract and then that gets sent in there. If it falls out, you go back onto ER, you need to fill another one from under contract back to ER. And when you accept another offer, it goes back to under contract. So you will have multiple ones of these sometimes. So just make sure that you know this is the form that you're gonna need. Questions on the forms at all? No. So let me give these back to you. And so on your groups together, we're learning who's who has certain specialties and interests in, you know. I'm gonna try to get one maybe like Mondays at like 2 o'clock, another group going, because we have a lot of people that work in the mornings, but they can only come in the afternoons. So and you guys can come to any of them that we do because you're gonna meet more people. Because we have, I don't know, 18 or 20 people actually in this group right now. And what the whole concept of it is, we were following Fred's group, is there's like 12 or 14 of them that group together, and they sit and they feed off of each other, and they're like, hey, I've got a listing, can you guys promote it? That's a big thing. If you've got, I just emailed out everybody's email, so most everybody, I don't have yours as well, but when you have a listing, send that listing to everybody and say, hey guys, just took a listing, feel free to promote it. You guys go onto your Facebook and your Instagram or whatever, pull that from the MLS and put it on there. It doesn't have to, just because it's their listing, you could put just listed. Don't say I just listed, but you could put it, now that's content for you. It helps market their properties. And then you could say, hey, I was looking at this. I love when people tell me this. You misspelled this, or you forgot a word in here, because I don't want to look like an idiot. So if anybody wants to tell me, and one time I listed a home for $430,000 and I put $43,000. Hit the market. Yeah, forgot the zero. And immediately I had like 15 calls. Only one of them, because he was like, what can I get in? What can I get? One of them was like, hey, you forgot a zero. I'm like, it's in a gated community and on a golf course, and you really think it's $43,000 at a pool? Like what? But they just were like, I gotta get in there. And I'm like, you guys know that's a mess up. So but I would not have caught it unless somebody had told me, because I had gone through everything. I always put everything in the MLS, and then there, before you hit submit, you get a pop-up. I'll take a picture of that and send that to my client and say, is there anything that needs to be changed or adjusted? And he didn't say anything, and so I did that. I'm like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden I get flooded. I'm like, what is going on? Everybody all of a sudden, and then this guy said, you forgot a zero. I'm like, oh, thanks. I don't even know who the agent was. Wasn't with Realty One. I'm like, thank you so much. Just, we're here to help each other. But some people don't look at that. Some realtors don't look at that. But again, if I can help, hey, you might want to change this picture's upside down. I do that all the time, and it's like double pictures. There's like 2 or 3 pictures of the same picture. uploaded them all, and I'm like, oh, there's 3 of them the same. Sometimes you just don't go back and look, or you're labeling them, and you're like, okay, I gotta delete those, and then by the time you're done, you forgot that you were gonna delete them, and they got left in there, so just help each other out. But with the groups, I think, even though you guys had started one little group here, I think, sometimes you're like, okay, well, you, Sean, are like really great with social media, so you might partner with some other people that do the social media stuff, you guys might partner with, so just because you've got a group doesn't mean that you're solely stuck within this one group. Go and share the wealth with everybody. Do we have anything, does anybody have anything planned, like what they might be doing, and hey, we wanna meet weekly, or we're gonna do a tour weekly, or like, has anybody thought of anything that you guys are doing?
The 5 of us, yeah, we
did a tour.
did a couple new home tours, and Sean took some great videos, and he's editing them.
Yeah,
And I think we plan to do it weekly.
weekly, okay, perfect. And then just doing like model homes or resale homes, what are your thoughts?
Models to start, right?
And then are you just doing it for social media? Yeah, you're going to, so are you just touring? Cause I used to just, whenever I had time, I would tour model homes. I should have been recording and putting it on social media, but I just wanted to know the inventory was out there. So you guys.
Social.
Social,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think we're learning what's out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Cause, it was really informative to find out what's going on around, even though you think you might know, there's updates or they change it or what have you.
Wait, she posted something to the Facebook group, right? It's got like a little thing, am I supposed to click that little thing?
That's why I said click on the blue.
Okay, I see,
It was a
so
little
to click on
intimidating,
things.
if I didn't know you, I might not have clicked
Yeah.
on it.
Well, the problem is
Yeah.
Howard Hughes won't let you do it as a preview. So you have to click on it, once you do, it's really cool.
Okay.
And that's why I put, click on the link in the blue.
Okay, so that's why I was gonna ask before I clicked on it. And then I saw you post,
Yeah, I
that's
would
really
never
cool. And then I
post
was like,
something
yeah.
that would get somebody.
No, but see, people get hacked, and so that's why I was like, okay.
No, I double, triple checked it, I tested it first. with
So I'm
my
gonna check, I'm gonna
family.
click on it now. So if you don't know, they started or Heather actually took, thank you so much, cause I'm not good with that, but started a Facebook group for our mastermind group.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and so, I did not respond because you were like, I don't know which, the first.
I started as a page,
Mhm.
but as a page, I realized that was wrong, cause you can't make it private, I don't think, I didn't know how to do that, so I changed it to a group. So if you were on the email that Wendy sent out, I replied to it with the Facebook group. So everyone, as long as, you just have to answer like 2 questions to get in, that way we just know you're part of the group, and, you can post on there. So we were talking about, a new private golf membership club, we were talking about that, and I found the article and I posted it there, just so everyone else could see the article, and so just share what you guys learned. We learned a lot of the new stuff going on in, Summerlin area.
Are you guys
right
gonna
on-
post any of those videos that you guys took on the houses?
We're working on it.
Working on it.
That's
So I know you guys
all
got
we
made
can
it-
do.
Will it be on
Wait,
Facebook?
what's
Will it be on that?
We can put it on
Can you?
Facebook.
Yeah, cause I would like to see them too. And what my thoughts were, where was I going with this? Oh, I didn't respond back because I left early on Thursday and I was sick the whole weekend, just this pounding headache, yeah, just, so I saw that and I was like, oh, I gotta get back to it, and then I didn't realize until Monday, I was like, oh, I never responded to her. I was just out all
Well,
that.
that was fine,
But
cause
you got
I
it
did it
figured out.
wrong on,
Okay.
with the page, cause then I was like, do I have to have all the compliance stuff? But I think as a group, you
I
don't have
don't
to.
think so,
do
yeah,
it.
okay.
So I have a question about posting. Can we post any listing that Realty One has as a we?
Yeah, as long as you contact the listing agent.
And-
You can post anybody's listing in any brokerage
Well, I
whatsoever.
mean, I didn't know.
Yeah, but so just so you know,
Policy.
there are some brokerages in town that won't let us, and I think Sean, you ran into
Yeah.
that, yeah, where you wanna do an open house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, no, you can't do, no, we don't share them, which to me,
Like why?
yeah, I've got tons of people that do open houses from other companies, they're like, can I do it? I'm like, sure, I don't have to sit there and it's free promotion because now they're gonna sit in my open house, they're gonna do all their social media, it's just, and it gets it out there to anybody that they're seeing and their brokerage, and I'm like, sure. But there's some brokerages, they want you to stay within the brokerage. Now, would we like you to use all of Realty One's listings first? Yes, but sometimes it's not fitting what you're needing. But yeah, so what you're gonna do, yep, you always wanna call that listing agent first. So since it's an active listing, you've got to get the okay, and I always say, get it in writing. So send them a quick email, even if you call them and say, hey, do you mind if I, do an open house, or if I can, take a tour, a video tour of one of your listings, great. I'm gonna just send you a quick email to confirm. Always double check with that email, because then if something gets a little crazy, you've got it in writing, that says, no, they told me I could do that. Because the word just does not hold
But
up.
with Realty One, can we make it look like it's our listing?
And you can do it with any, well, you can do it with any of them, just say, just listed. But with Realty One, it's the same thing, you just listed, you sprayed it on your page or whatever. You know, I don't know what the protocol is listed by. I mean, if you were doing it for another brokerage, I would say just listed and then the small letters, just listed by such and such, whatever. But with Realty One, I don't think that's a criteria that we ask you guys to do, as long as you get the okay from the listing agent. Because there are some homeowners that do not want their stuff plastered all over social media. They just don't. They don't want their pictures because you're taking pictures of their house and they still live in it and my contents are in there, they don't. So that's why you have to ask, am I allowed to do that? And then once it gives you, yep, go ahead and just take it or run with it. And then so, I know that like we don't have like set groups, but if you guys, I mean, I know you guys have kind of started doing some stuff, but feed off each other, see what you guys are doing, posting, hey, we're gonna go, like, if you guys are planning on going to do another one, we're gonna do another video tour at this location, and then anybody can jump in to see how it's done, because even if you just jump into one and say, okay, that's how we do it, great, now I'm gonna start doing them over here, you're gonna feed off of each other. And I do think, I've got a ton of seasoned agents that are just coming to me like, I really wanna be part of this, and I'm like, okay, show up, and then they don't show up. But, so that's
Have them
something.
join the Facebook group.
Right, that's what I'm thinking, so I'm just gonna call it the Junior Mastermind Group, and it's not per se for new agents, cause originally we thought for new agents, get to know each other, and we opened it up to 5 years and experience and more, less, and then now I just think there's so many of them that are like, hey, I wanna jump in on it. I would do that because I would love to get the new agents if I was an active agent. Cause I want the new agents to do my open houses, so where am I gonna meet all these new agents but at this mastermind group? So I wouldn't know about it or have access to it if I was just a standard agent. So I think we're just gonna post it and promote it if you guys are okay. And then the group will just grow, and then sometimes you are gonna partner with that 20-year agent to do whatever it is that they wanna, you know. You guys have so many more things in common than you realize. We're all in the same industry, we have to feed off of each other and what we're good at, you know, like some are new homes, some are loans, some are construction, you know, so everybody's got something different to share. So just share it with everybody, post, if you just friend, what's the group called?
I called it ROG Summerlin Level Up Mastermind.
Okay. So, everybody.
But I can change the name to
Jump.
Junior, I just didn't do Junior because
Yeah.
if we wanted to open it up to everyone, but I'll take anyone's input, as long as Facebook approves it, I can change the name to anything,
So
I
I
can
think
simplify
the
it.
reason why we put junior is because Fred's got his mastermind group, and
Yeah.
he didn't want us to call it mastermind, cause he's already got the mastermind.
We'll call it
So we called it the junior mastermind, cause we were kind of following suit. And from time to time, Fred and Shirley, they're gonna pop in here and kind of give us some, you know, a little bit of training and coaching and steer us what we wanna do. But our job is, not to give you guys things to do, but to kind of help guide you in, hey, you can do something like this, and you can do something like that, and why doesn't, you know, you guys make a tour for this? Cause I would like to take some time and say, hey, let's go to a vacant home and I can show how we properly show the home, we can do videos. But sometimes getting that time away, and then I set it all up, and everyone, like 15 people sign up and 2 show up, and it's like, okay, I had to take 3 hours away to do that, you know, like, but I don't want the ones that actually committed to not get that, so I still continue on. So it's hard. We have about 100 brand new agents and almost 600 agents out of this office, and you can see our office meetings, we'll get like 40, you know, and I'll do my classes, I'll get like 8 or 9, you know, so it's just getting people to commit is a little bit difficult. But I mean, if you guys want, just go ahead, join that Facebook group, do your thing, and then I will post from time to time anything going on, anything that we can think of. That, hey, there's like events when they have new homes that are opening, like Skya and stuff, we did a whole group thing, but you guys can go there as a group to do it and just say, hey, we're on the mastermind group, we're all going down there. Everybody jump in on that, you know? Yeah, fine. Yeah, no worries, no worries. But yeah.
So change the group name to Junior
No,
Mastermind?
yeah, don't, just leave it
Because
the way
we
they
had
have
it, I
it.
can change it.
No, I like the way you have it, because like I was saying, I think it was more of a Fred's like, hey, we have the mastermind group, you wanna do a smaller one for just the new agents, and then it kind of flourished into, it's not just the new agents. It's just Fred's group is not open up to anybody else, so we have our secondary group, which could be the whole office if everybody wanted to be a part of it. But I think it's just getting the word out there that it's happening, and then you'll have, from time to time, you're gonna have something like, hey, I have a listing appointment next Thursday, I can't make it. We get it, you know, so as long as everybody signs in here, if there's anything I need to send anybody, like, what I'll do is I'll probably email everybody that came today. I'm gonna, what is this a QR code for? Anybody put this in here? No, okay.
This,
Ish.
Oh, is that you?
no, lady who left,
Oh, she left, what's it for?
Instead of our email?
I don't know.
for
I don't
your phone number information.
I don't know, but that's pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Stickers.
Yeah, I don't know what, let me see what it's for. Let me see what that's for.
Your information
It's
is,
her personal information.
Is it, did you guys click on it already?
No, but she would not make
Yeah,
that.
I
It's a
think so.
virus.
Right, great. And you know what, it's too shiny, it's not letting me even do it. Uh-oh. Yeah, so I'll have to see what that's about. But,
Did you guys see we were just talking, the little gum wrappers out there? I think,
yeah,
are they gum wrap?
where's she
No,
from,
they're
from
still
Arizona or something?
Just
Col-
Denver.
Colorado.
Yeah.
But we were all talking, what a great idea, like if you visit another states, like your hometown or wherever,
Mm-hmm.
to drop off, or even mail them,
Yeah.
like, they're little gum wrapped in her, business card, and it's like, if you guys know anyone moving to Vegas, or want a second home out
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
same I want to tell, I 23 years have license in California.
okay.
I moved 4 years ago here, but I still have in California. If you know somebody need helps, I still working in California.
Perfect, yeah.
But those gum wrappers, I thought that was the coolest.
And you can
I've
see
seen.
my phone still 661,
Yeah.
not 702.
Yeah, and
Where
that's.
were you? What's
What
the
part?
Santa Clarita.
Oh, okay.
No, Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah, I think they all come from California.
Yeah.
Magic
Magic Mountain.
Yes, Magic Mountain.
But,
Nice area.
yeah. But yeah, so anything you guys think that you wanna do, and it's like, hey, I'm interested in maybe, you know, viewing a home or doing open houses, anybody wanna partner up, post it on that Facebook group. And then that way, hey, I've got nothing going on next Saturday, you know, and then just, so you can see, or hey, I'm doing an open house, if anybody, cause anybody that hasn't done an open house yet wants to sit on an open house, hey, I'm doing one if everybody wants to come see how it's done. You know, cause Sean, I know you're up and going and doing some open houses, maybe there's some newer agents that wanna see how you set it up
Do
and
you
how
like
you do
doing
it.
them alone, just so you don't have to share the leads?
No, I would do it with other people. I just do them alone because it's just easier for me.
I'm just trying to schedule a lot of people, you know, so that's why I always say, hey, if you wanna schedule it and just put it out there, like, I'm doing one if anybody wants to come, that way you're not jumping in on any of his leads, but then you can at least come and see how he does it, so then you know how to set, cause everybody's gonna do their business differently. How I do my open house is totally different than how Tim did his, how Mark did his, so see how everybody, and I say when you have days off and you're driving around and you see somebody have an open house line, go stop in and just say, you know, I'm a realtor, I just wanna see what was over here, great, thanks. If there's nothing going on, get out, but some of these agents, they do awesome open houses. So just go and jump in on them and see, what's going on, but post anything that you guys are doing that you're open to letting people in this group kind of join in and see. Or if you need assistance with something else, or, hey, I'm going out of town and I have a listing, and, you know, it's whatever. I might get a buyer, I've got a lead, I'm not sure if they'll be pre-approved in time, who's available or whatever for this weekend, or I just need somebody to open 3 doors for me. Just put it in there so you guys know, like, who's available, what's going on. You'll eventually learn everybody's demeanor and how they're gonna treat their business and how you treat yours, and you're gonna start kind of gravitating towards certain groups or people. And that's what we want, so you guys are not trying to do this alone. It's very difficult to do real estate alone. Even though we're all independent contractors, we do sometimes need help from others. So that's all this whole group is about, is to try to like find a community, people that we can pick their brains about certain things and then lean on each other. So if you guys need anything in the meantime, thanks for showing up, I appreciated it. I didn't wanna spend too much time going through them, but at least when you guys are sitting there, you know what to look at. If you're gonna critique somebody else's listing, hey, what do we got going on here? What could I do different? I would do a different angle or add more lights or whatever. Just things that we sometimes overlook when cause we're looking at these pictures for like 2 days straight, and then we're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Just, everybody's got different input, so share whatever you have, and, if you need anything, we'll, I guess, meet again next Thursday, and then, see if there's anything else, like, I'll follow the Facebook page, and if you guys have topics on there, we'll kind of bring it in there, and then maybe start trying to get something together, tours that we can all do as a mastermind group, going out there and viewing things, but, post anything on there, I'll watch it, and then I'm gonna try to get an afternoon one set up too, and then we'll see if we can get more afternoon agents, and you guys can can mingle with them, see if there's anything they can contribute to the group as well. Alrighty?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.